Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Lenny and you're watching Lenny TV. So I created this Planeswalker tier list template that you are free to use and fill in and maybe post some reply with your favorite Planeswalkers so far. I'm going to be rating these Planeswalkers not necessarily power level. I don't think that's in the spirit of Magic. Essentially you can counter every Planeswalker with specific cards, and I just think the whole debate about tiers in a traditional sense is really not the most intelligent thing to do. For me, the most fun would be to just rate them on the level how much I enjoyed them so far, and I will do that, and I will put them into these tiers I created here. And I actually enjoyed a lot of them. I played a lot of them, and I want to rank them based on how much I enjoyed the design, the flavor, the art, how it looks, and how the card essentially feels to play, and what the cards change from a deck building perspective. So let's just start from the front. Alright, Ajani here. Ajani, his plus, a lot of people were really quick and were like, Ajani sucks. His plus is really bad, but then Ajani popped up in some Selesnya lists, and man, this guy in the right deck can really create a really strong army. I'm going to place him in mediocre. I played him a little bit, and he feels great. I love the design. I love how angry Ajani looks here and how he's rushing into the fight. I love how the card was designed, how he looks, and the gameplay enjoyment I got out of him was like I put it here, it was okay. It was not the greatest, but it is a good card and it is fun to play, most definitely. So I will put him here in the mediocre. Alright, Angrath is the next one. Now Angrath I don't think so highly of. I'm not really loving this card. Now, I was really sad, you know, because I played a lot when Ixalan was here, and I read the lore, Ixalan lore. I was really fascinated by Ixalan lore, and I fell in love with Angrath, with Huatli, with Raska, Jay's story, love story, kind of. It was really well written, and I was hoping for Raska, Angrath, and these kinds of Planeswalkers that I like connected to would get a way more impressive like Planeswalker, right? That's what I was hoping for. So my disappointment was pretty high when I saw that Angrath got a really mediocre like Planeswalker. It's not strong, and there is nothing really spicy about the card. It looks badass, but besides that, there is something lacking here. I don't find this card to be enjoyable, and there is some stealing aspect that I miss from the other Angrath Planeswalker that I think would have been able to be incorporated here in this card, but yeah, or some chain animation effect. I don't like that he just gives menace and amasses. Like, why does Angrath amass a zombie? I don't get it. But anyway, so let's get right to Liliana here. Liliana's the next one. Now, this has to be super good, man. If you haven't seen the trailer for War of the Spark, I highly recommend you watch it, because in that trailer, man, Liliana is like, it's amazing. I got goosebumps the first time I watched it, and Liliana has to be super good design. It's an awesome character. I don't know much about her, that has to be said here, but for me, even though I don't know a lot about her, I really liked how she was depicted in the trailer. Like, she had this deep inner conflict in herself, and she felt that what she's doing is not right. Sorry, and she decided to revolt against Bolas, essentially sacrificing herself, and I like that, and I got really a lot of goosebumps when I watched the trailer. So this has to be super good. Samut is the next one here. Now, Smooth is going to the super bad, and yeah, I played it a little bit. I don't enjoy this Planeswalker at all. Now, granted, I don't know a lot about her story and how she should behave or what her abilities should essentially be, but I don't find this Planeswalker to be really enjoyable. I think this one could have had a really weak plus ability. Yeah, and her static ability is already in the color, so I thought that that is diminishing the Planeswalker they just printed. Yeah, I don't like this one a lot. Narset has to be good, at least. Now, I really like Narset. I like her design. I like that she is kind of a Search for Azcanta on a Planeswalker, and I really like the gameplay that she creates. You can use her for, if you're winning, you can use her to find a Planeswalker or a spell you really want to further improve your position on board or in-game. But you can also, when you're behind, play her and find a board clear that you need right now. And against control, it's also really good because her static prevents the opponent from drawing more than one card each turn. So I really love the design. I really like the gameplay she creates, and I think this is an amazing design, and Wizard has done a really amazing job on that one. Alright, Ashiok is the next one here. Now, I haven't played Ashiok all that much, but I think if you build a deck around Ashiok and Kaya, Kaya is not in this list, but the previous Kaya, you can do something pretty amazing. So I might rank Ashiok up later when I actually played it, but for now I will have to say I have not played a lot. I should have made another tier here where I can put Planeswalkers that I have not played a lot, so I cannot rate them. Essentially, Ashiok is that, but besides, I have seen gameplay from him, and I can imagine some stuff happening here. So I will not. I think I should put him in mediocre. Let's put him in mediocre. Karn has to be super good. Karn, the great creator, enables the greatest jank ever. You can essentially fill your sideboard with really amazing artifacts and like wish for them with his ability, and then you can play them and turn them into giant beating artifacts equal to their combated mana cost. So a 6/6 Godfarer statue beating your opponent in the face, that has to be awesome. And I really like Karn. I don't know why, I like colorless cards in general. I love artifacts, equipment, swords, and everything that is kind of helping that I love. So Karn has to be super good. Now Sarkhan is, for me, it's good. I haven't played Sarkhan a ton. I have played him a lot, and I think his design is awesome. He creates dragons. He turns Planeswalkers into dragons. Now that's super awesome. But I don't like that he is... And if you have dragons and somebody attacks you, or a creature, I think, or a Planeswalker, the dragons attack, actually. So it's pretty badass. I might have to move him into super good after a second rethinking about that. But for now, let's place him at good. I really enjoy the gameplay, and I really like the fact that the dragons defend you, and the more you have, the harder it is for your opponent to attack you. It's kind of a cool thing. Now let's get to the super bad boy of this set, Nicol Bolas Dragon God. This card is really strong, and I really like the gameplay. Even though it kind of feels like the big Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, his plus is essentially the same power level, and his minus can destroy other Planeswalkers, for example, so it feels like tucking away something you don't want. So the gameplay feels a little bit like the big Teferi, but nonetheless I really like, of course, the design, being a mighty immortal dragon god, and that's something that is just mega badass, and I have to put him into super good. Also in the trailer, his roar is so like it was so badass. I just have to give him super good. I know I'm really biased, but who cares? This is not a tier list about this, necessarily power level, but how much you can enjoy the flavor and like how Magic presents you the Planeswalkers, the cards, the trailer, everything. It's all combined in one. Now Chandra, I haven't played all that much, but I will put her into bad. I know she is a good card, but for a rare, I think she is lacking something that is altering the gameplay to be really more enjoyable. So yeah, her static that if she gets attacked, she deals damage essentially is kind of okay or fun. She looks really awesome. I like the card, but the gameplay she creates, for me personally, is not that enjoyable. So I'm going to put Chandra into the bad slot here. Sorry, all the Chandra fans, and I don't mean to hurt you here. Dayreal is the next one on the list. Now, I have to put Dayreal into good. I really like this card, decks, and everything that supports this card is something that I quite like. And Golgari is my favorite color pair, so I tried a lot of Dayreal in Golgari, and against control this is a really good card, and I was really surprised by how good this card actually is. So Dayreal has to be a good experience, and his discard and 2 damage ping if your opponent has less than 1 or 2 cards in hand feels really good. It's really satisfying. I like the gameplay that he creates, but it's not really oppressive because the opponent can choose what to discard, and he can do it at max 3 times if he doesn't get killed before that. So it's a really balanced card. I like the gameplay, and he of course looks really badass, so let's go on here. Now Domri has to be in good as well. I really underestimated him at first, but this is a card that I enjoy. Against control, your creatures, when he generates mana for them, cannot be countered, which I love. It's so satisfying if you play something that cannot be countered. I don't know why, but I just love the fact that you're like, BAM! And it's in play. You cannot counter it, opponent. I just love that. And it's really on flavor as well. I really like that he can make some creature fight another creature. It really fits him, and they have done a great job. But the thing I really like about him is his static. Essentially turning your Llanowar elves into 2/1s and essentially buffing every creature you have by 1 attack is a really nice like flavor, because he's like, yeah, come on, we are going to destroy stuff, and everyone is like, yeah. So I like how he's designed and his flavor. I don't know story-wise what happened in War of the Spark, but I heard that he just got killed off. So that's pretty sad for everyone that liked Domri. But I really enjoy this card. I like the gameplay. I like that he buffs everything you already have on the field. And I really like that he helps against control decks. Now Dovin is our next guy here. And I think this card, man, I don't like it. His static delays the game, makes everything slower. I kinda like gameplay like that. But his minus ability, where he prevents damage from 1 source, is really on flavor against Chandra. Here, I think she attacks him in the story, and he's like, ah, no, not today. Yeah, so Dovin can be fun in the right deck. Maybe I will build a deck and I will later change my opinion. But his minus, I'm not a fan, to be honest. I'm not a fan of his minus ability. Otherwise, this is a fine Planeswalker. And yeah, let's get on to Gideon. Now Gideon, rip, rest in peace. You were an amazing hero. Now Gideon is just awesome flavor. Like, I love the blade. I love that he is like carrying the black blade. And I love the fact that he is a strong dude that is essentially like an enemy character that wants to save everyone and is the pure good. I really like that, and I really like characters that are like him. yeah, Gideon is just resembles a really strong guy with a sword that smashes things, and I approve of that. I really like that. Huatli. Now, I'm really sad. I don't like Huatli. Now, it's Ixalan, and a lot of Ixalan Planeswalkers got a really not the greatest Planeswalker cards, and Huatli was certainly one of them. Now, I don't even know essentially exactly what she does. I know her minus is to gain life equal to some power or toughness from your creatures, but I don't like this card. I don't like this Planeswalker. I do not enjoy it at all. I haven't played it anyway. I was really disappointed again because the Ixalan characters were really like mediocre. The Ixalan Planeswalkers, sorry. So Jace is awesome. I fell in love with him on Ixalan, where he was totally lost in the island and had to really learn essentially who he is, and I really liked the story. Now, reading that story was really fascinating, and I liked the character because of the Ixalan story arc, and for that reason, Jace, awesome. There is nothing more. Like, ability wise, I love the fact that there is now a self-mill strategy enabled because of this card, and he serves as enabler. He can self-mill you and as a win condition as well, so design wise this card is really awesome as well. Jaya, I don't know nothing about her, and I think it's a really lackluster card in the game as well, so there is nothing much you can say here. Nissa has to be super good. Now, man, Nissa and Karn, there is a really great deck that was first created by the Asian Avenger, and I have made a video. You should check it out. I will leave a notification now on top. It's really awesome deck, and her power level and her flavor is really on point. Now, she can turn lands into creatures with vigilance, and she can double all your forest mana, and I just love ramp. I don't know why, but it feels so good. The gameplay that Nissa creates feels so good. That's why she has to be, for me, super good. Now, Jiang here, Jiang Yanggu here, he is mediocre. I like the fact that he enables himself. If he gives a +1 counter to a creature, it can tap for a mana of any color. And I want to experience some more with him, and that's why he's mediocre. I have not played him a lot. I don't think he is really strong, but I really like his design with putting counters on something. It can activate Incubation Druid, and there is some possibilities that can be a lot of fun to experience and to learn while you're in game and experimenting. So he's mediocre in my list. Now, next one is Ugin. Ugin has to be super good. Now, Ugin is the brother of Nicol Bolas, and I really love Ugin for some reason. He's like the good brother of the two, and I love the story from Ixalan, from the Azor and Ugin friendship, that they were friends, and I don't know, Ugin seems like a really nice character. Someone that is really wise, and gameplay wise, his plus feels so mighty, and his static effect, reducing the costs of artifacts, is really awesome. I have made a deck with Ugin and Karn, and you can check it out. I will leave a notification if you like. But he feels, the gameplay he creates feels really good as well, and that's why he has to be super good in my list. Now, Kasmina is, in my rating here, mediocre. Now, the gameplay she creates is nothing that I really enjoy. I don't like drawing and discarding a card in the same turn. I don't know, it feels not the greatest for me. I don't like wizard tokens for some reason. I don't like wizard tribal at all. I don't enjoy it. So Kasmina looks really awesome, and there is some awesome cosplay going on here, but gameplay enjoyment out of her is not that great for me personally. Now, I will give Nahiri here in the mediocre. This card has to be the badass card number 1. Like, I love her card art, and with the parallax effect, it looks so badass. I really want to create a deck around her, but I really struggle to find a deck list that is really good, that incorporates her. Now, I tried something with First Strike and the card that gives everything double strike, but I think it's Kende, but it's not. I'm not satisfied yet. So if you guys have an idea, please leave some suggestions down below. I want to create a really awesome Nahiri deck, and you can help me, and then I can show the deck off. Now Kaya, I will put her into bed. Now obviously she is not meant to be super strong because of her rarity, but she is removal on a Planeswalker. Essentially you can kill 2 creatures that you can kill hexproof creatures. First of all, that's pretty awesome, but it's essentially just a card that removes 2 threats, and yeah, gameplay wise I don't really enjoy that a lot. Now Kiora has to be good on my list. She comes into play with a lot of loyalty, so she's really tanky. You can ramp with her. You can untap a permanent that is a land, for example, and generate 1 extra mana, which I like. I like ramp. And she has a static ability. Whenever a creature enters the board with 4 or more attack, you draw a card. I like drawing cards, so this is a pretty simple spot for me, and I really like the gameplay she creates. Now, it feels good to ramp, untap, put another land or mana, generate another mana, sorry, or just drawing a card because you played a big creature. It feels just really good, so I really like it. Now Obnixilis, yeah, I don't think this is a good design. Yeah, I don't like the gameplay he creates. He just kills off a creature, gives your opponent 2 cards, and the opponent loses 2 life because his static is every time the opponent draws a card, the opponent will lose a life for every card he draws. And I'm not really a fan of this. I have not seen some super jank list that can one-shot the opponent. I think there has to be one, essentially, with emergence powers and this card, and then maybe something that copies emergence powers 3 times. Your opponent is dead. Could be something interesting. Maybe I like the jank here, but I will leave him in super bad because I think he's super bad. Now, I don't know why, but I love the gameplay that Tamiyo can provide. You can filter your deck with her plus. The most satisfying thing ever is your opponent playing the Eldest Reborn. You cannot discard and sacrifice things. Tamiyo is just like, I'm not discarding and I'm not sacrificing anything. And that feels so satisfying. I love that. And the fact that you can reoccur a lot of cards out of your graveyard for as long and as much as you want, as long as she's alive, feels just awesome. Like, you can look through your graveyard, pick the spell you need and want, and I just love the design. I love, like, everything about the card. It's awesome. Alin has to be good. I love wolves. I really love wolves. Wolf tribal has to be a thing. Please, wizards, print some more wolf tribal cards. I will love you. Kiss you on the cheek. On the cheek, that is. And I would be really happy if you print some more wolf tribal cards. Because, man, it's my favorite animal. And I would really love to have some more good wolves so that I can maybe create a really nice wolf EDH deck. But I think it's lacking some creature types or creature cards that can fit in there. Now Ral, yeah, there is an infinite combo, and yeah, he looks a little bit like Brian Kibler. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan. Yeah, I don't know what to say here. Ral is just mediocre in my opinion. The gameplay he creates is alright, so that's why he's in the middle here. Saheeli has to be good. I love the fact that she can generate some tokens whenever you play a non-creature card, essentially spell or planeswalker, and or instant sorcery or planeswalker, I think. I don't know if she generates a token because if you play an enchantment, but nonetheless, the fact that she has the power to transform one of her servos into something really big and scary, like a big creature or something amazing, just makes this card a bomb for me. Now, alright, now it's a controversial opinion here. I actually really love Teferi. Not because he is like the strongest and most broken card right now, and essentially in every deck, but because of the fact that he enables some really awesome jank. And I built a really awesome list that with Wilderness Reclamation, small Teferi plus can generate like 60 damage in one turn with a humongous remember humongous with a humongous Finale of Glory, and you generate like 20 angels, 20 soldiers, and that has to be really awesome now. And he enables that because you can cast sorceries at instant speed, and that is the first thing I wanted to experiment with. I was thinking about playing the deck that I wanted to create before this set came out with Emergent Zone, but it turns out you don't even need Emergent Zone. You can just play a really strong Planeswalker instead and help your jank to be somewhat viable, and that's why I like Teferi. Now Sorin has to be good. I really love the character, how he looks really badass. Now granted, I don't know anything about Sorin, but the fact that he can bring back creatures to life, and it's really easy to bring back like something that is really hard to destroy, a phoenix or something, and then it has also lifelink in your turn. That has to be amazing, right? I just really like the fact that it's like so flavorful. He can bring back creatures to life, turning them into vampires, I think, I'm not sure, and giving them lifelink as well. Like there's so much done really right here. Like look wise, gameplay wise, I really enjoy what Sorin does when I play him. Now Teo has to be super bad. I have never played Teo. Now I don't know if there is something interesting about Teo in an Arcades deck where he's essentially creating free creatures. There he might be really strong, but I have not played it yet. So Teo will be in my super bad tier here. Yeah, Tybalt is kinda redeemed himself here. He was a card that I heard was really hated. But this card seems to be quite good. Actually, a lot of red decks play him in the sideboard. And I really like the fact that we have a tool that can prevent the opponent from gaining a lot of life. Now, even though I hate mono red, I really like that there is something that can prevent life gain. And Tybalt essentially is what is played right now if you want to prevent some enormous life gain. Vivian is a mediocre design. I really like Vivian in the banned mid-range deck where everything is flashed in. She really feels great in that deck. Enabling you to play everything at instant speed, your creatures, feels amazing. And I actually should put her one tier up here, because for me the gameplay is important, right? The card looks awesome, and the gameplay she creates feels just really good. And that's why she is good on this list. Now, sadly, Raska, my favorite Planeswalker. God damn it. I really fell in love with Raska on the Ixalan story arc. And for me, this was the greatest disappointment ever. Seeing that Raska got such a weird Death Touch, like, synergy card. Yeah, man, I just... well, I don't like it. I like the fact there is something helping Death Touch Tribal or like Death Touch Synergy, but man, why Raska? Give her something better. I mean, I'm really biased. It's my favorite Planeswalker, but I was really disappointed seeing that she has got such lackluster card. I thought there is some grand finale and story her regaining her mind and her memories and Jace and forget it. I was just really disappointed that there is not much else happening with them in the story, and yeah, the card is lackluster, and for me this was a huge disappointment. But yeah, let's just jump to the last one here, the Wanderer. Yeah, the Wanderer. Yeah, she's a mystery. I will place her in mediocre. She has a really awesome static effect that can make you essentially unkillable if you have Shalai and her on the field against mono red, and I really love that, I have to be honest. But otherwise, yeah, there is not much else to her. She can exile something that is like has more or equal to the power of 4. Yeah, that's okay. I like the fact that we don't know what or who she is, and yeah, but otherwise I think she's just mediocre. Alright guys, so thanks for watching this awesome tier list here. I would encourage you to make your own tier list and maybe post a response or something in the comment. Let me know what Planeswalker you enjoyed the most when the expansion dropped and why. I would really love to know. So this is my list, don't be mad, it's just supposed to be my personal subjective rating on how much I love the gameplay that these cards enable. And I wish you all a great weekend, and we will see us in the next video.
Hey, Lenny here, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Smash that bell, drop a like and subscribe. Now I will leave you with a choice. The top video is my recommendation for you, and the bottom one is from YouTube. Now go check them out and tell me which one you enjoyed more.